Yeah, but everybody else has disappeared. Are we aware of any speakers before us to ask Peter to start live streaming?
I haven't been told of any, and there's nobody waiting to come on this meeting, so I don't think there are anybody.
Right. In that case, Peter, could I ask you to live stream, please? Can you confirm, Peter, that we're live streaming now, please?
He's raised his hand, Jill.
So that's a yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. So
we're all live now.
Thank you very much. So if we can move to announcements, so the meeting will be live streamed and recorded for later publication on the council's website. Make sure all our phones are turned off or set to silent. I'm not aware on the first item, the digital strategy 2020-25, that there are any speakers. My declarations of interest are recorded in the paperwork. So could I ask you to present the report, please, Christine?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jill. The purpose of the report is to present and seek approval for the Nuneaton and Bedworth's digital strategy 2020 to 2025. The strategy identifies how we see the future of digital over the next 5 years. And there are 2 key areas that we want to focus our efforts on, and there are 6 supporting themes. The 2 key areas are around digital community and digital council. The 6 themes are digital customer, digital place, digital by design, digital workforce, digital infrastructure, and data for digital. Included in the strategy is an action plan, which is a high-level list of actions and projects that link with the delivery of the digital strategy, both from a short term, which is six to 9 months, and in the longer term. It's actually a working document, and it'll continue to be developed over the course of the strategy. The timeframes that are in there may change as new projects emerge. So the adoption of this digital strategy is more about, it's not just about the adoption of the technology we use, but it's also to make us radically rethink how we work with our staff, suppliers and partners to deliver efficient, cost-effective and high-quality services for customers. Senior officers will also play a key role in the success of the strategy and the development of the digital and agile culture through their leadership support and encouragement of innovation. So the recommendation is that you to approve the strategy as tabled at Appendix A.
Thank you. So in terms of I've looked through the report. I presume you're happy with the dates that have been put into the action plan. You feel they're achievable?
Yes, we had them listed for probably completion 2 or 3 months earlier than that are now listed in there, but due to the COVID, the pandemic, we've adjusted those time scales slightly, but I'm happy with the short-term ones, that they're fine. The longer-term ones, obviously, we review as we're going along, and there'll be some more that'll be added over the term, certainly of the 5 years.
Okay, thank you for that. So I'm happy to approve the document as at appendix, as recommendation 2.1, that the digital strategy appendix A be approved. It is subject to calling, so obviously after those days it will be printed and put up on our website.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, Christine, much appreciated. We now move on to item 2, which is the funding of Safeguarding Warwickshire 2020-21. I'm not aware of any members of the public who wish to speak. Is that correct?
I'm not aware of any, Jill.
Okay. So my declarations of interest are noted in the report. So we can move on to presenting the report. I don't know whether it's Craig or Linda who's going to be presenting it.
I'm happy to present, Craig, if that's okay, and you can add anything that you want to. Yeah,
no problem.
The purpose of this report is to consider the council's financial contribution to Safeguarding Warwickshire. We've received an invoice from the County Council for £4,186, and prior to 2019, the county had 2 boards. They had a Safeguarding Children board and a Safeguarding Adult board, and we used to receive 2 separate invoices. Both were just over £2,000, and a decision was taken back in 2015-16 only to fund the Children's Board. The legislation for each board was slightly different. We didn't have to consider providing any resources for the Adult Board. We had very little input to the work of that board, so that's why that decision was taken. So we just funded the Children's Board. So in 2019, the 2 boards merged and became Safeguarding Warwickshire. So that's why now we've received just the 1 invoice for double the amount that we've received in the past. From a finance point of view, we have 3 options. We can either pay them the £4,186 that they've requested, we can pay them nothing at all, or we can just pay them half, which would be the equivalent to what we've funded them since 2015. The only concerns that myself and Craig have with this is since the 2 boards merged, their budget has increased significantly by over £128,000. But you would expect when 2 boards merge, there would be some savings to be made and economies of scale. And since June 2019, when this first came to light, we have been asking them regularly for details of their budget so that we can have a look at it. A few years ago, we got the auditors within the County Council to do a review of the finances of the Children's Board, and it came to light that they had over £100,000 in surplus that they hadn't disclosed to any of the members. So because of that, we have got concerns. So we have put in here a 4th option, which is for the time being to withhold any funding until they provide us with that financial breakdown that we've been requesting. And if you're in agreement with that, Jill, I'm more than happy to put together a formal letter making a further request and telling them what the decision has been made tonight. Okay.
Thank you for that. I know in February I made the decision to give them half, and then they needed to provide us with the information. That information, from what you're telling me, has not been provided.
No.
Even though we've asked for it again.
Yeah.
Several times, yeah.
Several times. And we've got written confirmation of the fact we've asked them for it, haven't we?
We have. Craig's got emails, I understand, and we have got a copy of the formal letter that we sent after your decision in February.
So,
And when,
bearing on, sorry, Craig.
sorry, just when there was the discussions about formation of Safeguarding Warwickshire, I actually raised it at a formal board meeting about the financial breakdown, and it was, my understanding was, it actually was minuted. So we're looking at nearly 2 years ago that we asked for a financial breakdown of the future Safeguarding Warwickshire organisation, but we've not received it.
So in that case, I think we need to be going with option 4, which is the officer's recommendation, with us writing to them again, detailing our concerns. And I think if we don't receive an answer, I think we do need to go to the board that we went to originally to look at some sort of funding structure, how they're funding, what they're using it for, if we can't get those answers we're asking for.
I think the frustrating thing is, Jill, is that we know they are doing some work. I mean, we've had 9 serious case reviews just since March, since lockdown, which is a large amount of case reviews. To put that into perspective, I think we've had 4 in 12 years. So to have 9 since March is a phenomenal amount of case reviews that they're undertaking. But I think it's just a concern that, like Linda said, is that there's been a massive increase in the costs of the board, and we don't know what they're spending the money on. If we knew, what the breakdown was, I think it'd be a bit easier to understand what they're doing, where the money's going, and it would be easy for us to make a decision about funding.
Okay, so taking everything into account, I think we'll move to option 4. We get the letters sent. I'm happy to sign them as well as yourself, as the finance officer, Linda, and we will look to see whether we get some sort of response. It is concerning that we've not had the breakdown we're asking for, and it is public money we're spending, and I think we need to be accountable. So I think we will go with that 2.1, which is option 4. Withhold any funds until a financial breakdown is submitted by the partnership as requested. And I'm doing that in the light of concerns detailed within the report, and this option seems sensible at this point in time. And a more informed decision can be reached once the information requested has been received. So I'm not aware of any other business. So if I could ask Peter if you could stop the live streaming now, please.